Hello everyone, I'm a research scholar from China, and I'm very glad to have this opportunity to participate in the CSSR academic seminar. The topic I share is that application of interaction design through aesthetic experience in Chinese folk art. Later, I will take the craftsmanship of Chinese New Year picture as example to talk more about it. And here, the three of the keywords are about interactive design, folk art aesthetic, and Chinese New Year pictures. About my research, I always focus on how to use scientific and technological innovation to change the aesthetic art of a traditional culture, so as to promote the sustainable development of commercial and cultural tourism. This picture is enough to reflect the great changes in people's life brought about by the current development of the science and technology. The process of globalization has accelerated the wide application of virtual social activities. The development of the Internet has completely changed people's living habits. People can get the world without leaving home, including shopping, travel, education, and even medical care can be done online. Although this is a convenient model of the life brought by technological innovation, I think it also has many problems. For example, the impact on traditional handicraft is very great, especially the folk art inherited by handicraft, which has been gradually forgotten and abandoned in the Internet era. And meanwhile, this phenomenon exists in traditional handmade New Year pictures, which are mainly carved with modern boards. From the field survey, I found that most of the practitioners were forced to change because they are not enough to bear the high cost pressure of handmade. So they are forced to reduce the costs of the quality or given up traditional art industries. Today, I found that handmade folk artists are screamed less and less. However, as the folk art handed down from generation to generation, it has a strong regional cultural characteristics, rich folk customs, and artistic culture, which can bring more innovations and characteristics to the urban integration, and easily arouse people's attention, thus providing us with colorful life and arts. It is more conducive to the growth of the towering tree to blossom and bear fruit, which to promote the sustainable development of the local culture, economy, and tourism. Therefore, researchers have used their brains to open up various artistic expression related to traditional art based on technological innovation. For example, sharing folk stories in the form of animated cartoons, launching household goods with a combination of visual art and derivative design, publish picture books with cartoon design, and immersive experience with modern technology and high-tech. The former is more traditional innovation and the immersion experience how to use digital technology to accompany the inheritance and innovation of traditional folk art is a research focus. Now, I'd like to take the production process of a New Year picture as a case study. First of all, I followed the artistic of the New Year's paintings to learn how to join pictures. The traditional process is more complex. First, I need to join sketches and carry out stereotyping. After that, I printed them by revision and then colored by hand. This is a relatively tedious process, so that modern young people do not have so much time and energy to do so. They just hope to get a pressure of making New Year pictures through experience. And then I conducted face-to-face interviews with more than 20 local folk artists of different ages, distinguishing them from 3 age groups. The first group is the present artists who mainly focus on the earlier traditional New Year picture. They are older, but they are very good at painting with strong local customers and regional characteristics. The second stage is the development period of the opening up to the outside world. And the Chinese economy is advancing rapidly. At that time, the artists of the New Year pictures were mainly middle-aged and educated people who carried out annual creation and innovation. They combined the handicraft and traditional cultural of the New Year pictures to produce the cultural creating products, which were sold throughout the country and gained a lot of the economic benefits. And nowadays, young people engaged in digital painting and animation are making interesting changes to traditional New Year pictures, expressing aesthetic art in cartoon language and popular ways, and using it on the internet to spread and promote. Based on the literature and field investigation and research background mentioned above, this research combines the image aesthetics of the blending of feelings and themes into one. Let people experience immersion with different visual feelings. In other words, VR virtual technology is used to restore the themes of the traditional workshop. H5 interactive design is used to guide users to start with the game on the mobile phone, to experience the whole process of the drawing, and finally to innovate the development of the local cultural tourism industry by extending the trade of the cultural products, and to guide people to go outdoors, creating a valuable and meaningful cultural tourism industry, and ultimately complementing the role of the traditional art to commercial development at the aesthetic theoretical basis. Wang Yangming, an ancient Chinese philosopher, put forward the unity of knowledge and action, whose connotation is the unity of the two in one in ontology, focusing on the unique Oriental aesthetic in China. Wang Yangming's aesthetics provides guidance for today's innovative aesthetic expression. Meanwhile, I also drew lessons from Plato's aesthetic theory and the unique aesthetic of China. I found it is the importance of the interaction aesthetic between them. The aesthetic experiments of the traditional New Year painting may not understand only through video or single tests, but needs to blend from the inside to outside in the process of the image and natural aesthetics. We have carried on the experimental verification through the mobile phone interactive design and transformed the traditional pictures into mobile phone interactive games for dissemination. People just scan a QR code, they can experiment, which more fun than are very easy to catch the modern people's eye. In the end, What we see is no longer just aesthetics based on a single dimension of a vision, but through different innovative aesthetic expression of the same traditional art have been reproduced in multi-dimensional space. Which can be well applied to our commercial promotion and serve our cultural tourism development. Therefore, in the whole process of the research of venue, it not only promotes the inheritance and innovation of traditional culture, but also brings people another innovative expression of folk art, which can bring pleasure, service, and diversification to modern people's life. It makes our understanding of traditional folk culture more profound, more popular with the people, and ultimately promotes the development of the entire traditional culture industry. That's all. Thank you for listening and give me your valuable comments.